Hello, peeps. I am Tidbit. Me and my figures are girls, and today's showcase is of Studio Series 86 Scavenger. They are a little excavating digger, and I love the hand feel of this. It's just a little box with a little arm that's got all this like articulation to it that you really can just kind of simulate how to actually excavate a point. And it also has extra articulation because this is a peg, and it's a reverse peg for some reason. I find that very interesting. They joined the ranks of Quake in having a reverse peg on their body, on the back specifically. And we can take off this little gun here. Just put it over there. And then we can move on to the combine mode. Because this is a piece of Devastator, we're not going to robot mode just yet. We're doing combine mode first. So, first thing we are going to want to do is take the bucket, move it up as far as you can, and then just kind of extend all of this back till it sits like so. Next, you want to take the treads and you want to disconnect them like so, because they connect from this point and these points to these and this on both sides. Then you will be able to take this whole like silver bit and move it up and away, and then just rotate it like so. And then we'll just rotate it here, move this purple bit, put it up, and then we just need to move this out of the way and put the treads where they should go. And this is as far as we will prep for when it's about to go into the combined form of Devastator. But once you attach it, you're going to slide it down on this track, because it'll be a little thing. And then you're going to plug in to a piece of long haul onto this peg port. And then once that is connected, to stabilize everything, you move this here and you pull out this panel and connect it just like Bone Crusher. And this will be the arm. And it's got a nice bend to it. The bend doesn't actually go this far because you put the whole forearm above, and so it only gets to about here. But it still works. You have a lot of spin, articulation, rotation, and if you want to get cartoon accurate, that is why this bucket can be removed. To just have a flat forearm and shoulder. But I like to have the bucket, or even just spin it around, put this up, and kind of have it here, making a statement with the shoulder. It's very fun, but we're not here for the combine mode. That will be the next video. I have all 6 pieces. Yes! And so, let's just put this back into vehicle mode. So that way we can do this review like nothing happened. So just take the legs, split them apart, fold this down, put it back together, squeeze everything in place, and then just put the arm like nothing ever happened. So let's get on with transformation. First step is doing kind of the same thing of disconnecting the purple treads, but we're going to rotate them down and around till they are here. And then we just open up the toe assembly. And we're getting there, trust me. Next, I like to have the bucket up and out of the way, so that way you can disconnect this piece kind of early. And then what we are going to do is we are going to rotate the sides up and out so we can disconnect these parts at the end a bit easier, because there's a little tab here that goes into a little slot. And if you just try and pull it away, you're not going to have much leverage. So if you just rotate all of it, it's just a bit easier. Then we're just going to take this purple bit, rotate it up till it clicks. Then we'll flip out a hand. And we make sure this tab right here goes into this rail here, like so. And we're going to do the same on the other arm, but it's going to be just a little bit different. Because we're going to disconnect from the back, but then we're just going to try and rotate everything up and away now, like this. Then we bring it towards the chest, make sure that's clicked in, and then we're putting the cab. There's a little slot at the top here and a little peg. We just crunch that down, flip out the hand, and then just take the arm, compress it all the way down, and finally open up the chest plate to flip up the head. And boom. Here we have Scavenger, who I cannot leave alone because they will fall over. And so a lot of times I have her just posed kind of like this, just like kind of shy, because they're just always just a little hunched forward. And it's just a little funny to just have, because in the G1 cartoon, they are kind of self-deprecating. They don't really see much worth in themselves, that they believe the only reason they have worth is because they can detect rare metals. And so having that also reflected in the figure of just being kind of shy, I don't mean to get in the way here, is just kind of adorable. And you can use the arm still. It's here. You can do some pretty wacky poses with it. You can get like classic bend legs, arm down kind of pose, and have this reaching out. And then here's the blaster. Goes in like that. And then another little head cannon of more than just shy. Whenever they're the only one with like a huge magazine sticking out the side. So I imagine they just kind of close their eyes and just point the gun, just like, ah! And just shoot a ton of bullets. And so they need the extra ammo. But yeah, that is Scrapper. It's very, very nice, very streamlined. But we're not here just for the robot mode. We have a fan mode to get to. So let's get on with that. We will not need the gun. And so, to start with this, you want the knees bent. And then we're going to rotate them up, kind of like it's a seated position. Next, fold in the fists. Keep them kind of aligned with where they end up in vehicle mode. Next, we are going to remove the cab from up here. Got to be really careful not to break it off because these little hinges just cause issues for everyone. So we disconnect the cab so that way we can butterfly the shoulders back and move the chest piece out to here so it has enough clearance to spin around. Then we're going to open up the silver, rotate this back, and then we're going to close the shoulders just under the little tabs here. Next, you want to move the head up and then close the silver just around it, like so. Then we're going to take the excavator arm, spin it on the peg, close the bucket as far as you can, move the base up as far as you can, and then this will just rotate for reasons, and then the purple just rests on top. Next, you will be able to just put the cab back, and now we're disconnecting the shoulder and rotating these around and down, like so. So, rotate and disconnect, put here, and boom! Now, this may not look like much right now, but this is its parked position. As you can see by the name, this is what I call the Scavenger Runner. Because it looks like something out of like a desert planet, because this is its parked position, and when it's driving, you move up these little wings, and then it just drives by grinding the nose on the ground with these huge thruster-looking pieces. And there's peg holes here, so you can put little blast effects there. And it's just got this nice look to it. It's got all this jagged angles, and it's It's very fun to look at and use. And yes, use, because you can take Headmasters and they fit perfectly in this seat right here. So, thank you for watching. Like the video, comment your thoughts, share the video around, check out the playlist for previous showcases, and subscribe to be notified when new ones come out. Bye-bye!